I don't drink soda.
Are you ready? What do you think? You feel ready?
You feel ready? You tuck in your shirt?
I usually don't. Should I?
I think you gotta tuck it in.
Because it's a nice shirt, right? You
Yeah,
want to tuck them
I
in?
mean, just-
Are you tucking your shirt in?
No, I'm wearing a t-shirt.
But you look like you tucked it in, though. You're not going to tuck it in? You're going to untuck it?
I'm just straightening it. Yeah,
Are you ready?
Yeah, I feel ready.
I should have had I got a headband that I just was given today because we were watching, I was watching some show. A guy had a headband on and I was like, what's with the headband? And then I realized that it was most likely he was like getting ready for bed. So it was most likely he was washing his face, getting the hair out of his face. You know what I mean? And I was like, I want a headband. And then Raven gave me one. And I should have worn it for the show.
Why didn't you?
I mean, I still could.
Should you go get your headband?
Nah, I don't want it. Because that's too many headbands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that was good.
Okay.
And I think I'm ready now.
All right.
After the headband banter. Head banter.
Head banter, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, we're keeling on all cylinders.
3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Natural Habitat Podcast, everybody. My name is Mikey Booyah.
My name is Awesome Ty.
And this is a very special episode of the show.
So special.
For people that have been following along throughout the years, this will hit extra hard for you because we're doing a Where Are They Now for people within the Natural Habitat Podcast universe. And for people that are new, we also will kind of tell you who these people are. We're going to explain some backstory.
Yeah, we'll give you a little bit of context.
Exactly. So that way it's not just for the old heads, it's for new heads.
But for the OG listeners, well, you're in for a treat. We're gonna bring you up to speed on the current happenings of some of your podcast favorites over the years.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about all of your loved ones, the hated ones, the people that you're glad are gone, and the ones that you miss every episode.
Yeah, and we're gonna arrange from the former co-hosts that everybody knows to the more obscure one and done type.
Yeah, the
characters.
One-offs. Those one-offs are good.
There's some banger one-offs.
So let's fucking get into it on today's episode of Where Are They Now?
Where are they?
Natural Habitat Podcast Edition.
Let's get into it. Where are they?
Where are they now? First on
Where
our
are
list.
they now?
Where are they? Wait, should we add a sting to it? Should we do it one more time? We'll cut that one out and we'll add like an outro sting, like a I don't drink soda like type thing.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into it right now on this special episode of Where Are They Now?
Hit it.
Natural Habitat Podcast Edition.
Can we throw that in? Let's
get into it.
Hit it. Where are they now?
We're about to find out. First on our list, we have Steve Martin.
Steve Martin was my nemesis for like a few months when I was doing the YouTube series about me running for mayor. Steve Martin is the actual mayor of Paso Robles, California. No relation to the character or the actor Steve Martin, aside from they're both white men in their probably 60s to 70s.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of similarities.
Yeah, I'm sure. But
now that I think about it,
they are two different people, although we played into the theory that, one was impersonating the other and that whole thing.
Actually, if you haven't seen it, Awesome Ty's running for mayor. Great show.
Yeah.
I think the camera is dipping, right?
It's slipping, it's leaning.
It's slipping
on the
and dipping?
lean. It's got codeine, it's cup, and it's...
That's okay. As long as it doesn't go too far, it should be fine.
You don't want to go too far to the right or the left.
We'll key it.
You got to keep it right. You got to keep it right in the middle there.
So Steve Martin.
Steve Martin, yeah, former.
Now can I take a guess because you know where he's been and what he's been up to.
Yes.
I don't. I would imagine that by now he's got to be dead, right?
You would think so.
Because he was like 80.
But no, actually still the mayor of Paso. He was the mayor all throughout the pandemic, and Paso Robles was, hit hard compared to the rest of the county during the pandemic due to his faulty leadership. And he is coming up for election this coming term on November.
Wait, are you serious? Or is that part of the bit that he's still mayor?
Oh, yeah, he's still mayor.
He's still mayor?
Still mayor.
Does he still have a podcast?
Yeah. I don't know. We should look into that. This is what we're supposed to be doing.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right.
Let's see what he's doing.
Steve Martin. So this guy, for people that don't know, Mayor ran a unsuccessful podcast.
Yeah, this guy's like a clown. Oh, Martin for mayor. He's still got the website up. Is he?
Voice of Paso.
Voice of Paso, yeah.
Was his thing. Let's see if he has any sort of recent activity on it.
Yeah, reality radio with Stephen. Oh, no, you notice that he's going by Stephen W. now.
Stephen W.? Oh, yeah. Look at this fucking creep. Alleged creep. So, let's see.
Most recent episode, 4/15/20.
Oh. So it's been...
I mean, maybe he's given up on all of his...
What is it, 2023 now? Or 22? Or 21?
I mean, still, it's a couple of years removed from this.
Yeah. So he...
Fortunately, he's no longer hosting a podcast. To my knowledge, he is still running, or is still mayor of Paso. I doubt he's probably going to run for re-election, I would imagine.
He's probably lost his steam just like with the podcast.
Like the pandemic came along and all of a sudden he actually had like a job to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yikes.
The mayor of Paso before was like,
that was the whole thing. You were running for the mayor of Paso because it was such a cush thing.
Job, yeah.
Not anymore.
No. So
So
that's what he's up to, man. He's still not that Steve Martin. Still not the same, beloved film actor and comedian who is coming to town if he hasn't already. That was like a cool thing.
Yeah,
The real Steve Martin.
Was coming
for
to
a
Showdown.
long time was coming to Paso, presumably for a showdown, but also for a comedy show of his own. But you'd assume he's gonna, double up.
Yeah, he heard that someone here was using his name, and then he scheduled the tour around.
He's gonna go humiliate him, and then he's gonna go treat the whole town
and
to
then make $1 billion
a comedy treat. And but that's either upcoming or it already happened. Either way,
Yeah. So next on our list, let's get into it on Where Are They Now?
Let's get into it. Where are they now?
Joey Black, a.k.a. Blackstone.
Yeah.
A.k.a. Josh Blackstone.
Yeah. You can say his name now, yeah.
A.k.a. Walt. A lot of people call him Walt.
Ricky Gibbons.
Rick Gibbons, yeah.
Yeah, Ricky. I mean, it's more really Ricky because I mean it's not Richard. Like the Ricky is just a nickname. It's not like a shortening of Richard.
Yeah, it's like Ricky Ticky.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't know where the Gibbons comes from, but anyways, this guy's been he was the host of this podcast probably for more episodes than anybody aside from you.
Only because we were doing 3 episodes a week, so we that's why
you were pumping them and dumping.
We're pumping them out. We had to get those numbers up,
pump and dump.
And yeah, it was like a pump and dump scheme, like with the crypto for sure. So we actually talked about this recently when it happened, that Josh was on the run for some traffic tickets.
Yeah, he had some
forever,
some court issues. For a long time.
Finally dealt with that. Went to jail. This guy went to jail.
He did his time. He did the crime.
Got the cred. Went to jail.
And
jail
he
cred.
did the time.
Yeah, allegedly. We don't know what jail was like.
Nope.
He could have been, buttering up the guards and getting like TVs in his cell and shit. People do that.
Yeah.
Buttering
something.
But we're not saying he did that. I would never.
He buttered anything.
I would never say he buttered anything in jail. Yeah, that's not good. But he is now a free man. He is now full.
He's on the loose. He's on the loose. Not just he's on the loose and he's living loose and he's
but not on the lam.
No,
he's not on the loose like he was before. He's on the loose in a different way.
He's going ham. He's not on the lam.
He's let loose, not on the loose.
Yeah.
And going ham, not on the lam, and he is dropping new music.
He's making music. He's
oh yeah, and he's a house DJ now.
Yeah,
actually.
And he's getting ready to go do some touring,
and he bought like a CDJ, and he was telling me about it. He was like, I bought the CDJ.
So
I'm gonna start doing house parties, and I'm gonna start doing house music, and then so he's got his ear to the streets because probably like 3 weeks after that, Drake was like, hey, I'm dropping a new album. Here it is. It's house. It's all house music.
You got to keep your finger on the pulse of today's youth.
Ear to the
he's
streets.
Managed to do that.
Finger on the pulse.
And
finger on the trigger.
We went and saw wrestling, and that was cool. He seems like he's doing fairly well.
Yeah. Got a Tesla.
Got a Tesla? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. He doesn't drive people around in it when you go to town, which is that's a cool flex.
Yeah.
So that's what he's been up to. And he's been, should we give his address?
Yeah, I think we should. I think I have it.
Yeah, well, I know it off the top of my head. He lives in Hollywood, and it's 1212 Boogie Woogie Avenue. So that's what he's been up to. Let's get into it. Let's get into the next person on Where Are They Now?
Who do we got next? How are you going to top that? Where are they now?
Nate Nasty. Nate Nasty, local rapper. He was also a producer that when we had the studio, he opened his own studio. Yeah. Rival producer.
Rival podcaster.
Matched our prices for the studio. Matched our prices for the podcast also, which is free. And yes, started, he was like, what are you guys doing? And we're like, just got the studio doing a podcast. And he's like, cool. I got a studio too now. And also, I also have a podcast. And then
that could be completely coincidental. It's not like
he actually interviewed someone that shows up later on our list.
Oh, okay.
Which is a nice tie-in. But Nate Nasty, I'm actually very interested to see what he's been up to.
Yeah, let's pop him in the computer there.
Because I want to say that I used to get his stuff all the time. Just constantly.
There he is right there.
Nate, a.k.a. Nasty. That can't be
him. That's him.
Nate, a.k.a. Nah.
Oh, he's got a music video there.
Nah, this ain't him. Nasty Nate?
Yeah.
This isn't him. Oh, wait. It's got a bunch of Y's, right? It's got like hella Y's.
There it is again. It's the same guy. Go to it.
There he is. All right. Need a Bitch by Nate Nasty. So this is him, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah. Now that I see all the links and everything. So he changed his name to Nasty Nate. Okay, rolling a blunt. Classic Nasty Nate fashion. This guy was all about weed. Nasty Nate. He was like a big weed guy.
Many
party guy.
That's cool, man.
Solo cups. He would throw pool parties and shit.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
It was crazy.
I bet a bunch of chicks hanging out.
Mm-hmm. He'd say, hey, you see that pool right over there?
Let's get into it.
You get it? Because that's the theme song.
Oh, just Boosie. What is it?
Is this a movie or is this a...
Oh, shit, man. I'm down and around
it's an intro.
So it's like a horror movie, it looks like. Like a B-rated horror movie. So now he's acting. He's not even rapping anymore.
So I won't be by myself. You did.
He needs a...
Trying to see where it's at.
Okay, here we go.
Rugby. I need a bitch that's gonna stay down. I need a bitch that keep running like the grain. I need a bitch that's gonna suck me and fuck nasty. I need a bitch that go hard. Rugby.
Okay.
I need a bitch that's gonna stay down. I need a bitch that keep running like the grain. Look, I need a bitch that go crazy. Ape shit. And she look back at it when she take dick. No.
Oh shit. Okay. So it's like a Lil Kim. He's like a Lil Kim, but like a boy. It's like just a really, really
super into sex.
Raunchy ass sex shit.
Yeah.
Like just a pervert.
Yeah, he's got Too Short vibes.
It's so weird when guys talk about their perversions. It's like keep that to yourself, you know what I mean?
How much do you think that giant nasty pendant cost him?
I think he's probably lucky enough to find that at a mall kiosk for $60, I would say.
Okay, yeah, I don't doubt that.
I remember when I was a kid, when I was a wee lad, wee little juggalo, I wanted nothing more than my own Hatchet Man charm to call my own, right? And online, they were like $125 for the tiny
legitimate ones.
Yeah. And if you wanted a full size one, or you wanted one that had a cool diamond pattern on it or something, you had to pay big money.
Into the millions, probably.
Into the yeah. And I always wanted one, and my mom was like, you can't get one, they're too expensive. And then I was like, well, I want one for my birthday. And she's like, I could buy you fucking 3 Super Nintendos for this. and you want a Hatchet Man charm.
But mind you, this was in like the early 2000s, where like a Super Nintendo by that point was probably like, nobody had a reason to have 3 of them.
Yeah, true. And you couldn't link them or anything. So
no, you just sort of, you can only really play one of them at a time.
So we went to this mall. I remember we went to my grandma's funeral, and
R.I.P.
And we went and stayed at my dad's house, which like my mom and my dad got divorced when I was like a baby, I was like 1.5 or something when she left. And then we stayed at my dad's house when I was like 13, and my dad was trying to fuck my mom, and it was like super weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
And then she took me to the mall, which like we didn't really have a mall, like a big mall around here. And at this mall kiosk, I saw a Hatchet Man charm. And I was like, what? And I turned it around, and it was $18 for this thing. And it was just a bootleg like that, like fucking off a mall kiosk.
Yeah.
And I got me a Hatchet Man charm.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. I said, Mom, I got a Hatchet. I found one. And she was like, I got you. She bought it for me, got my Hatchet Man charm. I was fucking, and then immediately when I got back home, everyone was like, that's fake. You turn it around, it doesn't say ICP 1999 on it or whatever, because they would stamp them. So I got called out for having bootleg stuff by juggalos, nonetheless.
Man, like, who cares?
So congratulations, Nate Nasty, for that. Actually was a dope song. I like that.
This actually isn't him.
It isn't?
No, it's not the guy.
I forget.
Nate Nasty, he was like a little white guy with glasses.
Oh, yeah.
But, this Nate Nasty looks like he's doing stuff, so, one of them is.
Let's see his Twitter, the real Nate Nasty's Twitter. Or what?
I like his logo. He's got a cool little logo.
Yeah. We interviewed Nate Nasty on the show.
That's why we're following up on him.
That's why he's part of the thing.
Well, his studio looks good.
Let's see, June 13th. Okay, so he's active on Twitter, which is good.
Is he just retweeting, or is he got okay, there's a tweet. April 3rd. You may have friends, but you really on your own life. Don't
ever forget that. Your friends will never help you. Sounds like he has bad friends, right?
Yeah. And Nate, he's like retweeting like celebrities and active on Twitter. So that's good. He's alive.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on. We're going to give him Nate Nasty. We can't give him anything longer than this.
No, absolutely not. I was just going to give him one last message. Get better friends, dude.
Yeah, man. I hope you find what you're looking for, Nate Nasty. Mm-hmm. Best wishes.
But that song was good. So let's get into it with our next person on Where Are They Now?
Let's get into it. Where are they now?
Kevin Spacey. Did you hear Kevin Spacey's?
Kevin Spacey, known sex pervert.
Very known sex pervert. Canceled and fired from the show House of Cards.
They kicked him right off. He was at the top of the House of Cards.
Started making cryptic YouTube videos every Christmas.
Yeah. Very just sinister, almost like manifesto style.
And
YouTube
it would be
addresses.
like, "You wanted me gone" would be the title of it. And it'd be like, well, here we are.
And he'd be speaking in like a deep Georgia drawl, like he's the character
like he's Frank Underwood, but
I think he's
not.
like British or something.
Yeah, so he did this like weird thing where he just like demanded that he play the character even if it was only on his YouTube channel, which it was. And then last year there was no new Kevin Spacey video.
Spacey sightings.
He did like 3 years in a row.
It had become an annual tradition that at least you and I both look forward to.
Mm-hmm. And then cut to like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a preview for Kevin Spacey's new film drops. And it's called The Man Who... No, that's not it.
Yeah, that was last October.
Somehow back in a new
movie. Okay. The disgraced actor is inexplicably in a new movie. You. Well, this seems a little slanted.
So this movie is video unavailable. The trailer got pulled or what? Peter 5'8" is what it's called.
Okay.
Peter 5'8".
Well, I'm Tyler 6'3".
Do you go by that ever?
No. Peter 5'8", 2022. Oh, it's dropping soon, baby. Oh, there's a trailer out.
Yeah.
Let's see this trailer. This looks tremendous.
See, it looks like the trailer got pulled from YouTube.
My parents can always check my...
What is this, a fucking ad? My parents can check my credit score? What does that have to do with that you're an adult?
Look at Don, Dexcom user. He looks like a pervert. I'm not saying he is.
Yeah.
I mean, what is this, like some sort of pervert site that only plays pervert videos?
It's not against the law to look like a pervert. Is this another ad?
It
All these
is.
ads, dude. So Kevin Spacey, no Christmas video, and then this trailer came out of nowhere, and
it took the world by storm, like the storm of the century, like El Nino.
now keep in mind nobody is calling for a return of Kevin Spacey.
No, he's been canceled, and really nobody was like, there's nobody championing his comeback at all.
Yeah, there's no niche audience that's
like.
like, we want Kevin Spacey back, you know?
No, like the conservatives don't want him, obviously, and obviously, the far left hates him just as much.
Once I chose what I wanted to do in life, I was going to be the very best in the world at it. And that's how I took on wrestling.
So it's somehow
gone to the dogs.
It seems like it takes place in the past and now. It's one of those movies.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He's hiding cameras on the Airbnb.
I'm actually in the market for a house of my own.
He's doing the fucking the drawl again.
Every agent in this office knows that we'd be lost without you.
Oh, stop it.
Now stop.
I have a lead. Her friend, local woman named Brenda.
Now listen here, Toots.
I await your next dispatch.
So you and I have a couple of drinks.
My girlfriend Sam lives right across the street.
Oh, does she? My new neighbor. I want
See, he's trying to get close to Sam. He's gonna bang the neighbor.
He's
He's some sort of
So he's
like
just
a
like
007 type like spy thing.
Yeah, and womanizer.
And he thinks that he's gonna make some sort of comeback off of this.
I'll tell you what, I don't watch many movies these days. I watch, like maybe 2 or 3 a year tops. This might make it. This movie.
This might be the one?
This is like a summer blockbuster for sure.
All right, I like that. We should watch it. We should do a commentary on it.
We should. And we should also watch that Crocodile. Do you still have that Crocodile Hunter
Yeah.
DVD?
I do.
Or is that what it was? The Crocodile Hunter movie?
Yeah. So, that's what Kevin Spacey's up to, and let's get into it on what's it? Where are they now?
Where are they?
now?
Into it. Where is it? Where are they now?
Where are they now?
Where have they been? Let's try it like a new. Where are they? Where have they been?
Next on the list, we got Giannis Campus. Campus?
Yeah, he's
Who is that?
A podcast regular. The only episode that I'm recalling that he was on was the 600. But I know he was on probably. A lot of times he's off in the, off with Jerry.
Giannis Campus? Is this who it is? A civil engineer?
No. He was some sort of.
Do you have the email from him still?
Let me just pop this into my computer here.
Okay, well,
my cellular computer.
In the meantime, we could do someone else. We can come back to Giannis Plampus. Huh? What do you got? Talk to me, Ty. We're on it. We're on a podcast.
I'm just trying to find my last correspondence with a gentleman.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we'll come back to that.
Shoddy playing on my Where are they now?
Next up, we got Jerry. A lot of people haven't seen Jerry in a long time.
No, Jerry.
You know, you hear us talking to him.
I mean, he's definitely here. He's going to have to take
he's right over
here.
here.
No reason to lie to you necessarily.
Yeah, he's right here. He's been here the whole time. And we just want to do a little update for people. Jerry is same shit, you know? Like, he's not changed one bit. He still does the same things. And he still watches the same things and eats the same stuff. Like,
same old Jerry.
You know, life goes in seasons. Like, I was thinking about, I'm about to enter a new season of clothing in my life, where I've been thinking about, I've been thinking a lot about above the knee shorts and doing.
Are you talking like a 9-inch short or a 7-inch? So the 9's going to be like the right above your knees.
I'm talking like a 7-inch.
You're talking like a 7.
Yeah, 7-inch.
You're going to 7. Okay.
I'm looking for thigh tattoos and I'm looking for 7-inch shorts.
Okay.
And I haven't. I never did that. Okay. I always had this like thing to where like if your shorts aren't below your knees, then it's like.
You're a queer.
Then you're gay, and I was like, I don't want anybody to think I'm gay.
That's how it works.
Like just into men.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're into men, like you just like go around wearing like a specific, like you're just like, hey guys, come look at these thighs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I was always afraid of that for whatever reason. So I always wanted to make sure
you're more comfortable in your skin now, in your own sexuality
low.
Now that you can wear some Daisy Dukes. I get it.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm missing out on this whole thing.
Son of a
you know
bitch.
what I mean? That's all right. But Jerry, he, like I said, he's the opposite of that. He hasn't changed anything.
No,
he just buys the same Dickies pants over and over and over again.
Yeah, I picture him with like. I mean, you know, like picture him because I saw him in this last, just always having like a long sleeve dress shirt and suspenders, and like the dress shirt's popped open because you know, like he's you know just working, and he's very sweaty, very sweaty, and he's always got headphones on.
Yeah, and it's like change it up. You know what I mean? Find a new thing.
Yeah, Jerry. Let's get into it. Where are they now?
Next up, we got Chris Lambert. Chris Lambert, host of the Your Own Backyard podcast.
No, wasn't he? He was the winner of American Idol, like season 4.
Well, yeah.
And
we're going all the way back,
at that point, like, didn't he become the like singer for the Queen revival? And he like took Freddie Mercury's place in the band Queen before he did this was probably would have been before Kristen Smart was murdered. Yeah, there he is, musician.
So, yeah, he's a musician. It says that his career, breakthrough, Legend of Tarzan. It's got to be other stuff, right? Highlander. Oh yeah, he's from Highlander. Yeah, Connor MacLeod from the Scottish Highlands, known as the Highland. Was he the Highlander?
You gotta wonder. But this is a guy that.
Is the guy that made the Kristen Smart podcast?
Yes, the Kristen Smart podcast based on like the murder of Kristen Smart, which happened in our hometown, and it became a very successful true crime podcast. Kind of pioneered the true crime podcast genre.
Yeah, and he doesn't even live here, and he's trying to bankroll off of
just kind of just thieving on that San Luis Obispo clout, and he's become something of a folk hero here in the area because you could say that his podcast eventually kind of brought the not the conviction yet, but the arrest of you know whoever supposedly killed Kristen Smart. The trial is about to begin shortly, but we felt it would be best if we did our own private investigation of Chris Lambert. Since he's the one that's exposing like all this other stuff,
who's exposing him?
We need to shine the light on him to make sure he checks out. You know
he
what I
who
mean?
Smelt it, dealt it.
Exactly.
You've all heard that.
So, in past episodes, you've seen us, do a little bit of digging on Chris Lambert, and so far, I mean, obviously he remains on the loose.
Yeah, he does.
He's not in police custody right now that I know of.
And I actually heard that he's because they're starting the early proceedings of this trial
the jury
in Monterey
selection.
County.
No,
and I heard he's there. He's poking. He's prodding the family.
Yeah, he's poking the bear. He does a lot of.
He's like, "How do you feel?" And
he's kind of he does a lot of gotcha journalism, kind of like Geraldo Rivera. You know what I mean? A lot of loaded questions and
he brought in. He actually, I heard that during the first day of jury selection, he brought in a group of Black Panthers and then a bunch of KKK members the same day and had them like talk on camera, knowing that they were going to fight, knowing that it would be good for ratings. They broke his nose, and that actually launched him even further into fame, got him fucking the CBS deal and everything.
Yeah, so I mean, he's been up to quite a bit, but none of it I can really condone.
So, keep an eye on him is all we're saying.
Yeah.
But not the kind where you're like a fan of him and you're enjoying his content. Just like keep an eye on what he's up to.
Just especially if you're in the room with him, you're just gonna want to.
But only if you happen to be there. Don't go to him, because that could be targeted harassment if we say to go keep an eye on him.
Yeah,
so
we can't really tell you that. We can't tell you to do that.
Let's get into it.
Where are they now?
Yeah. I mean, that's really it.
Yeah, that's pretty much everybody we've ever
everybody.
had on the show.
Yeah, pretty much. Bill's doing good. Bill actually works. He's like a head dude at this extract company.
Yeah, I knew something to do with weed. He's always been
he makes dabs and
very knowledgeable about all the cannabis industry.
This guy, we started smoking weed when it was illegal. You know what I mean? Yeah, there you go. You don't have to pretend to smoke weed because you have a pipe right there. But you also pretended to smoke the pipe, even though you had the lighter lit and everything, which
There's
I thought
weed
was
in the
funny.
pipe. I didn't want to hit a cash bowl because it would just tasted gross.
So we all grew up. Weed was illegal. Then
I got kicked out of school for it, and it changed the whole course of my adolescent life.
And then it became
we're way crooked. You might have to fix that in post.
Yeah, it looks like it got really crooked and then it stopped. So, but I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna key it. Don't worry.
Just zoom it in and
And we were like, oh, this is illegal, and then it became medically legal in California.
Yep, I remember there was a guy that he was like one of the first guys in Paso that got his medical license.
John?
I don't know. He
Doug.
was like an older guy.
Steve.
Probably something like
Aaron?
that. I think it might have been Mike. It might have been a Mike. But no, this guy, or no, it was a Jeff. It was a Jeff. It was a Jeff. And he was just he was like an older dude that people's parents would know or something. But he would just he thought he was so fucking cool. He got so much clout.
I mean, he kind of was, yeah.
He was a pioneer, really. And I mean, he would, and then once it became more other people getting it, he would kind of demand they pay homage to him and be like, hey,
he's some OG
you wouldn't have this medical cannabis if I hadn't fought for the rights to get elected in 1996 to
whatever, Jeff. He's probably dead now anyway, so
yeah,
here we are smoking all the weed.
R.I.P. Jeff, you were a real one.
Rip Jeff.
Where's Jeff? Yeah.
Where's Jeff? I remember there was this documentary that I watched way in the early days of weed stuff, when you would watch weed documentaries about how it did all this stuff for cancer or medical stuff. And they did this program back in the 70s or the 80s or something, where they did government issued weed. They picked I want to say it was only 30 people that had these severe illnesses that were terminal, and they did this trial where they would just send them a bunch of free weed. They were allowed to smoke it. They had a card that said they could possess it. They could smoke it. The guy was smoking and driving. And it was this card just fully exonerated them from any sort of weed laws. And then they got a tin every month.
Yeah,
that had a bunch of joints in it.
I remember this I think this might have been an urban legend. Maybe it was true, but I definitely remember
was it
hearing about the government joints that came in fucking
yeah. I think was it Super High Me, the Doug Benson movie.
Either that or there was another big weed documentary early 2000s. I want to say.
Sent this guy 300 joints.
Yeah, for the last 30. Yeah, okay, this is it.
So this is him. The U.S. government has sent this guy 300 joints each month for 34 years. Government supplied pot that was grown back in the day too. God, I wish that it would say what this was from, so that way we could show the clip. That's not it. That's Love Wine. But so he was part of this trial where hella people were fucking had all these illnesses, and then were getting 300 joints that were grown in some government lab. It said the lab and the lot, just on a label now. And it would come sealed. And he was the one person out of all of them that is still alive. I don't know if he's still alive now. This is in 2016. But he had some sort of bone spur things where he had these horns on his body, these bone spurs, and his muscles would tighten. And then whenever he would move, it would rip his muscle tissue, and the weed would help him relax, and his muscles would slide over the bone spurs.
Sure.
Yeah, right,
you fucking hippie.
So
bone spurs, okay.
So his thing's just bone spurs. So his isn't really gonna die immediately. So he just lived with
He's living his best life, smoking that fucking
he's got bone
that Biden
tumors.
weed, smoking that free fucking Obama pack.
And he's never
tried marijuana. He sees too many top shelf prescription narcotics at his disposal. He sees no reason to add illegal weed to his mix. That was the old him, at least.
Yeah. So that was a wild time.
Yeah.
And then now
so that's where this guy's been.
So he was that was a time where you either had to get your weed off the black market, or you had to be that guy that got a tin of joints sent to you. And those were the two ways to get it.
Yeah, like a Jeff or
yeah. Or you had to be one of the 30 people that had their license in the county.
No, I have a suspicion that these guys they were their Jeff of their time.
Oh,
except
yeah.
they have a law degree. You know what I mean? But
We actually have, we'll say goodnight. We'll be good night, goodbye, everybody. We'll see you next week. And then we'll come back in for the encore. Okay. Which is these guys.
Oh, yeah.
Where are they now?
Pop Brothers at Law were on the show one time. They're still Pop Brothers at Law. They say, shut the fuck up. We're not going to remember to come back next week. Into it. Goodbye, everybody.
Natural Habitat Recordings.